We have waited years to finally get a Pennywise origin story, and episode 7 delivers while still leaving room to explore more of Pennywise in the future. We're back in 1908 at Santini's traveling carnival, the same carnival we saw a young Francis Shaw back in episode 3. We'll see some familiar faces like this carnival barker and even director Andy Muschietti working the musical box. Although not the same kind of music box is shown just before Beverly meets Pennywise in the dairy sewers. It's here we get our first introduction to the human form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. His real name is Robert Bob Gray, and we'll see those initials on his handkerchief embroidered in his iconic Pennywise red. His stage show is rather tragic for a clown that's supposed to bring joy to children. In fact, the whole thing is an homage to his dead wife, who he once performed alongside with. She was a clown named Periwinkle, a name her daughter will soon take, and we'll see a little glimpse of what she looked like in the background. The show never tells us how she died, or how Pennywise had this fall from grace, going from selling out shows at the circus to little performances in backwater towns as part of a traveling carnival. Pennywise tells us his dream is to one day make it back to the big top, and it's important to note the distinction between a carnival and a circus. A circus is considered more prestigious. There, the focus is more on performances based on skill, where audience members sit under a big top watching trapeze artists, aerialists, and even clowns. The carnival is the opposite. The audience walks around a midway, engaging in games of chance, taking in freak shows, and riding dubiously held together attractions. I got the feeling that Pennywise thinks working at a carnival is a bit beneath him, hence him wanting to make it back to the big leagues. I like to think that this carnival is a yearly thing that visits Derry, as the beginning of It Chapter 2 features a 2016 version. But back to the tragedy of Pennywise. I think that after the death of his wife, he spiraled into alcoholism. The guy can't even take a moment after the show without having a drink. This probably led to him being fired and having to take a carnival job to pay for him and his daughter. Speaking of which, his daughter is Ingrid Kirsch, the Juniper Hill maid we saw in 1935, 1962, and potentially even 2016. We'll talk a bit later about the fate of Ingrid, but if she were alive in 2016, that would make her a staggering 116 years old. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, and if you want the full video, check out the Think Story YouTube channel.
You're goddamn right.